Oi girls and boys and everything in between, it's Ace Trainer Liam, and today I finally want to break kind of my silence on YouTube and talk about the rumored games Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Now, I've avoided talking about these games for quite a while because I've been very adamant in the community about not jumping on proposed leaks, not jumping on rumored leaks, because I've very much been in the core of, look, if something isn't confirmed by the Pokemon company, then it's technically not a leak, because there's been no official word that, oh, this is information that you now know early and we didn't plan for that. That's what the definition of a leak is. Whereas when someone's just saying this is what the next Pokemon game is going to be, and Pokemon themselves are like, we don't know nothing, we don't hear anything about this, then that's a rumor at that point. But it's come to the point where everything that I'm hearing about these games gives them that little bit more legitimacy every time something new crops up. The latest in a long line of things that we'll get into in a minute has basically made me go, yeah, these are probably going to be the next Pokemon games that we see, so we might as well start talking about them, and I was going to give my thoughts on it. Now, just to clarify something really important, okay, I'm recording this video on Wednesday the 23rd of May 2018. Now, the video is going to go live on YouTube on Friday, the 25th of May, 2018. Now, between now and then, there could be an announcement for these games, and all the official information could come out, and it could be something completely different. It could be exactly what people have been speculating. I don't know. But just know that if when you watch this video, there's already been an announcement for these games, just enjoy listening to me get everything wrong, or possibly everything right. I just want you guys to know, I'm recording this on the Wednesday, so if anything happens between now and then, I can't do anything about it because I'm going to Comic-Con. Like, when you're watching this video, I will be in London for Comic-Con meeting a whole bunch of you guys. I won't be able to edit this or change this. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the rumors that we've got so far and all the different points that have been given to us that are possibly features of the game or possibly things about the games. We don't know because it's all rumor at this point, and I'm just going to give my thoughts on it because a lot of you have been asking me, Liam, why aren't you talking about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee? And it's because I've wanted some kind of concrete feeling that it's worth talking about because it's actually going to be the next Pokemon games. But at this point, I'm very much convinced that it is going to be. And to give you a little bit of insight into what's actually convinced me that these are definitely going to be the new Pokemon games that we get is my boy Joe Merrick. My boy Joe Merrick from Cerebi.net doesn't report on rumors. He doesn't report on things that don't have a massive potential to be legitimate. So the fact that Joe actually mentioned it on his website in the news section that this has been rumored, that gives it a lot more credibility to me. I really do trust Joe's judgment because he's been doing this for 18 years. He's been watching the Pokemon company grow, watching their business practices, watching the way they do things, and I trust Joe's judgment on any matter involving Pokemon. And of course, the other thing that makes it feel legit is the fact that the day after the big 4chan leak came out that said the next games are going to be Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, and all that information came out, the very next day, the domain names were claimed, letsgopikachu.com and letsgoeevee.com. And it very much seems like, well, that sounds like Pokemon going, if we don't claim these now, then someone's going to claim these websites for us and basically hold them at ransom and expect a big payout for us to release this domain name. So it just makes sense that this company, all of a sudden, the company that did the domain name claiming for Pokemon Sun and Moon, jumps in, swoops up those domain names and goes, no, we'll take those. It's important that we get those now. That's made me think, yeah, there's definitely some legitimacy to these rumors that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to be the next Pokemon games. Now, another thought that I am having is a lot of us are expecting Generation 8, and I've been very adamant in saying we're not getting a remake, we're definitely getting Generation 8 for the next Pokemon games. We are definitely getting a brand new generation with a brand new region with brand new Pokemon as the first Pokemon game on the Switch. That leads me to think, that kind of train of thought leads me to think that maybe Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee aren't going to be the main series games. Maybe they're going to be like a side game or even just a sequel to a previous game without it being a new generation. And it's kind of complicated. Like, I think we're literally going to get Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, then Generation 8, and then you'll finally get your Diamond and Pearl remakes. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. These could be classified as main series titles for all we know. We haven't heard anything from Pokemon, so we won't know until Pokemon tell us. But what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to go through the features features that have been listed, because all this stuff links back to a 4chan post posted on April Fool's Day, which, you know, take that with a pinch of salt, from someone called Real Leaks, who basically listed a whole bunch of features about the next Pokemon games, and it's kind of like, take it with a pinch of salt, but because it's Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and there's been so much focus in like in the Pokemon toy production of focusing on Pikachu and Eevee, that it definitely hints that, I mean, the leaks itself, I'll show it on screen, but the leaks itself starts with Let's Go, and it's just like, that could just be a coincidence. Like, there is absolutely, the odds are there that it could have been coincidental that this person just started their list of real leaks with Let's Go, but at the same time, it's even down to like, I'm looking at it on the screen now, and it's even down to like, the Let's Go has, you know, a capital L, obviously it's like the start of a sentence, but also the Go has a capital letter, and I'm like, that just says to me, it's supposed to be part of a title. It's such a subtle hint, and it's just, it gets me so excited thinking about it. But let's have a look at the different features, or the list of things about these games that this person has said, and I'm going to give you my personal views on them. So first of all, it says Yellow remakes for Switch. Now, this line does get contradicted a little bit further down, in my opinion, so take everything with a pinch of salt. All of this is a rumor that was posted on April Fool's Day. It's just the domain names being revealed, the titles kind of being revealed, is very indicative that maybe this person is right, but still take it with a pinch of salt because it's still a rumor posted on April Fool's Day. If it's a Yellow remake, I don't really want a Kanto remake anytime soon. I know I've said a lot that if we got a Kanto remake in the kind of graphics of X and Y or Sun and Moon or better, I'd welcome it, because I like Kanto, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a very big fan of Generation 1, although I prefer Generation 4, but I can't go back and play Generation 1 anymore because the graphics are so poor. It's slow to play because, remember, there's no running shoes, and I really struggle to play through the original generation of Pokemon. And Fire Red and Leaf Green are okay in my opinion, like they look pretty and stuff, but the soundtrack, the remixes with the Gen 3 soundtrack just no, I can't deal with it. I can't play Fire Red and Leaf Green comfortably. So to have a new game with a decent soundtrack and beautiful graphics would make me able to play a Kanto adventure again, and I like that. And I like also, if it is a remake of Yellow, that was a nice twist on the original Pokemon Red and Blue story, because of course it added in Jesse and James and things like that. So it'd be nice to play through Yellow again. I wouldn't dislike it, but I wouldn't like it to be classed as a main series game. A remake is a remake. I'd rather have had a main series game now. I mean, there's nothing to say that this game wasn't the game that was meant to be revealed like a year from now, and the new Generation 8 games were supposed to be announced this year, but everyone's building up hype for the next game because that's the one that's got leaked, whereas Gen 8 has been kept under wraps. I don't know, that's another option. Next up, they have two versions, Pikachu and Eevee. Well, we know that from the title, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Obviously, remember in Pokemon Yellow, Pikachu was your starter, it was the only starter you could choose, and Eevee was your rival starter, so it's nice that there are two versions there. That obviously makes it feel like a main series Pokemon game in that there's two versions you can pick. There'll be version exclusives between the two probably, and I mean, I like the idea of Eevee being a starter because it has so much potential with its different evolutions, but at the same time, it's whether they include all the evolutions that could be the difference maker there. Next up, they've said Red and Blue play a role in the story. You and your rival are new trainers. Now this is where it contradicts the first line. The first line says it's Yellow remakes, but then the third line says Red and Blue play a part in the story, but you're playing as a new trainer and your rival is a new trainer. Well, that's not a remake, because I don't remember that part of the story. I don't remember the part of the story in Pokemon Yellow where you weren't playing as like Red. You weren't playing as, you know, you weren't against Blue. I very distinctly remember Pokemon Yellow not being you're a new trainer and your rival is a new trainer and Red and Blue are just kind of there. I don't remember that part of Pokemon Yellow. So to me, this is a sequel to Pokemon Yellow, if anything. Just doesn't make sense to me that you'd call it a remake but then call it, you know, but then insinuate that it's a sequel. That's what makes me not trust this so much, but it's one of those things where I'm going to have to trust it because there's so much backing to it that I can't really... basically, I mean, he could have just... the guy writing it could have just miswrote, you know? Or she. I don't know if this person's male or female, or anything in between. It's just a bit of a contradiction that makes me question the legitimacy of it, but there also is the potential possibility that he or she or they just you know, mistyped and put remake at the start when they meant to put sequel. Maybe they don't know what the word sequel means, I don't know. But next up we've got Pokemon Following return. Now this I've taken with a very big pinch of salt because of course Pokemon following you is something I love. I like being able to walk around like one of the trainers in the anime with my Poliwhirl by my side. But remember in Pokemon Yellow, there was only one Pokemon that could follow you, and that was Pikachu. And I feel like maybe the same will be the case in this game, in that your Pikachu can follow you, maybe it won't even be allowed to evolve. Your Eevee will be able to follow you, maybe it won't even be able to evolve. In Pokemon Yellow, you couldn't give Pikachu a Thunderstone, it refused. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you can have Pikachu following you, maybe in the Eevee one you can have Eevee following you, but never anything else. Maybe it won't be all the Pokemon in the game have following models and things like that. Maybe it will just be just Pikachu and just Eevee, and maybe them as starters won't be able to evolve. That's one thing I worry about, is maybe they won't be able to evolve. That's worrying. Next up, they have HM still replaced with Pokéride from Alola. Now that's interesting because it makes me wonder, are they going to include Mudsdale Gallop, Stoutland Search, or whatever it's called, and Sharpedo Jet? Like, they're going to include those ones, or are they only going to include the Kanto ones? Because it's been heavily rumored that only the first 150 Pokemon are going to be in this game. Although saying that, at the same time, when they say only the first 150 are going to be available, I mean, that's like saying that there's never been a Pokemon game where a set amount of Pokemon were available before you beat the Elite Four and the Champion, and then after that, other Pokemon are kind of unlocked. So I feel like maybe we will only be able to catch the first 150 Pokemon in the first playthrough, but I feel like once you beat the league, maybe different Pokemon, maybe Alolan forms of Kanto Pokemon, maybe the later Kanto evolutions and pre-evolutions will be catchable or breedable once you've actually completed the game. I mean, we can't, at this moment in time, there's no official word on whether it's going to be the first 150 Pokemon or not. It's all just speculation. It does make me wonder about the Pokéride stuff. Are they going to include the Pokéride Pokemon that are not actually available in that generation? Because that just wouldn't make sense. Online has a hub for players. I mean, that's totally fine. Who doesn't like a good hub, right? Like a nice place where you guys can all gather and then do your trading, do your battling, whatnot. I mean, we kind of had that with Festival Plaza, but hopefully they do it right this time. Next up, we have Pokemon Go integration. Now, that's fine. I don't mind that. Like, I go on and off with Pokemon Go. Sometimes I play it, then I get bored of it, and then I put it away. Now they've included the new field research feature where you have like daily challenges. I'm back into playing the game that little bit more because I get a bit competitive with myself. Like, well, if I can keep this 7-day streak going, if I can get a stamp every day, I can finally catch legendary Pokemon, because before, legendary Pokemon were only catchable in raids, and I don't like going to gyms and talking to strangers and being like, yeah, let's all beat the Pokemon together. I prefer to just catch legendaries in my own time. So it's nice that while I'm walking my dog, I can just get the challenges done on my own and then catch a legendary at the end of it. So I like the Pokemon Go app at the moment. Maybe I'll get bored of it again soon. I don't know. They're about to introduce a Alolan form, so that's kind of cool. At the same time, I don't have a problem with them integrating it into the new games. Pokemon Go, you have to understand how incredibly popular for the casual Pokemon audience, not hardcore fans like you or me, but the casual audience that came in after Pokemon Go came out in 2016, just the mass amount of people suddenly interested in Pokemon again. They're going to want something to make them want to have a Switch console and to make them want to buy this new Pokemon game. And if you're telling people you can send your Pokemon that you've caught in Derby City Centre into your Nintendo Switch game in beautiful HD to battle against the Elite Four and become like the Kanto champion, that's really, really cool. Like, that's like the Pokewalker turned up to 11. It's incredible, and I think Pokemon Go integration can only be a good thing for these games. Alright, these games might be restrictive and if they are only, you know, if the first 150 are the only Pokemon available, but at the same time, it sets a precedent for the future, where future games with all 800 plus, 1000 plus by the time we get their Pokemon available in both the games and in Pokemon Go, with an integration between the two, it just sounds like a fantastic thing. Just combining your little free mobile game with your quality online home Pokemon game. It just sounds amazing. I'm really excited to see what the integration is, to be honest. And that follows up with the next point, which is catching Pokemon works like in Go, which a lot of people got up in arms about because they didn't read properly. A lot of people were like, but I don't want them to change the battle system. Like, I'm worried about them changing the battle system, I'll be honest. I really don't want like an active battle system, but that's not what this says. This says catching Pokemon will be like in Go, which suggests to me you still have to battle and weaken the Pokemon, but maybe when you choose your item and you go Pokeball, the touchscreen thing comes up, like the throwing the Pokeball screen comes up. So basically, you then have to catch a Pokemon like you do in Go with the flick of the finger, that old chestnut. And I don't see a problem with that. I like that catching Pokemon is going to be a little bit more challenging than it has been in the past. Like, if anything, catching Pokemon has been a bit too easy lately, so it's nice that they're trying to mix that up a little bit. I mean, just leave the battle system alone. The battle system in the games is fantastic. Don't touch that. If you want to fix any battle system, fix the battle system in Pokemon Go. Make it turn-based or something, I don't know. Other than that, I don't have a problem with them doing catching differently in these games. It might make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more challenging. Then with the Pokemon Go stuff, rewards in-game and in Pokemon Go for linking the two together. I mean, that just makes sense. Like, incentives are a great thing. If you can get exclusive items for downloading Pokemon Go and connecting it to your Nintendo Switch game, that's great. Extra items that you are gonna want. And at the same time, if you want like extra things in Pokemon Go, like extra incubators so you can hatch more eggs, or incense so you can catch more Pokemon, or lucky eggs so you can level up quicker, doesn't it make sense that, oh, I've bought this Nintendo Switch game, let's link it to Pokemon Go because then I get a whole bunch of rewards? That's just good marketing. That's just, if that's a real thing, that's just good marketing on Game Freak's part. And then finally with the Pokemon Go stuff, new accessory can be used with both Go and the games. Now that to me soured me a little bit because I thought, well, if that does turn out to be true, what's the point of me having a Pokemon Go Plus? Like, I have a Pokemon Go Plus, it cost me like £35 last year, which for a plastic childish looking wristwatch type thing that basically looks like I've got a little Polly Pocket adventure on my wrist that just lights up and vibrates a little bit when Pokemon are nearby. £35 for that was quite a lot of money for something so kind of simple. If you're now telling me that that £35 purchase is completely redundant because we're going to get a new accessory that basically does the same thing and then but also does it for your Switch game, that's kind of like, that's not great. That's not really what I want. But then at the same time, it could well be that this accessory is literally like, I don't know, like a Nintendo Switch dock that you put the Nintendo Switch in, you also put your Android phone or your iPhone in the dock as well, and that's how it links up Pokemon Go and Pokemon Switch. I don't know, maybe that's the case. Before I can make a judgment on what this accessory is, I need to know what it is, what it does, and if it renders my Pokemon Go Plus obsolete, because that would be really annoying. And then finally, this person just says, announcement soon, releasing this year. And also Emily Rogers, who is someone who is very known for being very close with the Pokemon company and knowing a lot of insider information, has also said later this month, in May, we'll probably get an announcement or we'll get some information. To be fair, I expect an announcement to be around about E3. I'm kind of hoping no announcement has happened this weekend because as I'm doing this video, I'm at Comic-Con and I can't do anything about the announcement. I can't hype it up. I can't talk about the actual games that have been announced or react to the trailer because I'm here. I'm not here. That's the problem. I'm out there. I'm down south somewhere in London. I hope there's no announcement in May. I really hope they hold off till E3. Obviously, with the leaks and stuff, there is always the chance that Pokemon can go, oh, we better be reactive to this. We might as well just announce it now because we've got the announcement ready. They probably had the announcement ready like a month ago, planned ahead in advance, but I don't want them to announce it yet. I just want them to just hold off a little bit so that I can get in on the action. But that's just selfish of me. Like, I just want a new Pokemon game. I think it'll be fun. I personally don't mind waiting until 2019 for the games to come out, but if they do come out later this year, I'm not gonna frown. I'm gonna buy them anyway. I'm gonna play them anyway because I'd be stupid not to. It's Pokemon. It's fun. It's always gonna be fun. I'm excited. I know a lot of people are crapping on the idea of these games. Obviously, remember, they're still rumored at this point. Game Freak has not confirmed anything. Game Freak and Pokemon have not said anything about these games. It's all just rumor and speculation, no matter how credible the sources are. Until Pokemon or Game Freak say something, none of this is official. But at the same time, people are crapping all over these games. Like, oh, it's going to be Kanto and we don't like Kanto. Oh, it's going to be the original 151 Pokemon and I don't like those Pokemon because they're so unoriginal and all that stuff. Ultimately, we're getting a new Pokemon game and that's what matters. And this might be a tester. This might be a test to see, is Pokemon going to be popular on the Switch? And they might just be testing it with the first 150 Pokemon because they're like, why make an 800, 1000 Pokemon game and then the community just craps all over it? Why not just test the waters with something we know is popular? We know it's popular with the casual fans because remember, the Pokemon Go audience is huge. The Pokemon Go audience, the Pokemon Go app brought so many new fans to the Pokemon community, just to the Pokemon universe basically. They're going to want to appease those fans because they're the fans that are paying the microtransactions. They're the fans that are buying Pokecoins and things like that and generating millions of dollars of revenue every day for the Pokemon company on a daily basis. Not just, oh, we did the video game sales and we sold hundreds of millions of copies. This is literally every day we're getting like $1 million because these people are buying these Pokecoins and these guys are buying extra clothes for their avatar and stuff like that. Like, ultimately, in any business sense, the company is going to go with the biggest demographic of people. Hardcore fans like us that love Pokemon so much, yes, unfortunately, we are a minority demographic to Pokemon. The people who are buying Pokemon games, main series games, side games, everything when they come out, is not just us, but also a mass of casual fans. And the difference with Pokemon Go is that even more new casual fans came in, and that's what matters business-wise. So Pokemon are doing what's best for business, and I stand by them with that, like, do what's best for business, because I want this company to thrive so that in years to come, as they develop their skills on the Nintendo Switch, they can make even better Pokemon games on the Switch for us. So if the first games are a little bit of a dud, even though we don't know if they're going to be a bit of a dud because we've not played them yet, we need to play them and find out. I don't mind if the first one's a bit of a throwaway. You know, it's like pancakes. The first one's always kind of a throwaway, unless you're really perfect. I guarantee there's going to be one guy in the comment that's like, actually, I make pancakes 5 times a week, and I never have to waste a single one. And I'm like, oh, good for you, mate. You've just won the internet. Good job, mate. Bravo, you must be getting so laid. But ultimately, I'm excited. It's new game season. That's what matters to me. It's new game season. It's always exciting in new game season. We've got through that kind of boring period where Ultra Sun and Moon came out. Everyone kind of got tired of Alola, myself very much included. And we're all now like, oh, when's the new game coming out? When's it gonna happen? It's happening very soon. There will be an announcement imminently. Like, if it's not this week, if it's not next week, it's gonna be at E3 or something like that. Remember when Nintendo won E3 last year, basically? Like, everyone said Nintendo won E3. This is how they're gonna win it this year, with a brand new Pokemon game, whether it's a Yellow remake, whether it's Generation 8, whether it's Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, or whether that's a side game, it doesn't matter. Nintendo are going to win E3 if they showcase Pokemon at that event. I'm just super excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. Let me know in the comments, A, what you're looking forward to based on the rumors, B, what you're not looking forward to based on the rumors, and C, things that you want in the new games that haven't been rumored or leaked or anything like that yet, things that you want to see in these games if they turn out to be legitimate. I will see you all very soon. I hope that while I'm at Comic-Con right now as this video is live, I'm meeting some of you guys and it's awesome and it's fun and we're having a great time. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time for another video, but until then, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training and fucking subscribe.